Well, good morning once again. I'm your host, Pastor Michael Brown, with another segment of Stories of Hope from the heart of our community. My guest today is Tim Kanata. Is that the right way to pronounce
Yes,
it?
very
Okay,
good.
I never didn't want to screw your name up, but yes, Tim Kanata. Tim's been on board with us for how long now,
I
Tim?
think like 8 months now.
8 months. It seems like you've been here a little longer than that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and Tim, tell us your official title.
Yes, I'm the Children's Ministry Manager.
Okay.
KGM. So.
Okay, what does all that entail?
Yeah, so essentially I'm just in charge of the Children's Ministries. So we work during the day and we work primarily with our long-term program.
Mm-hmm.
And so any family who is in the New Life, New Hope program trying to better their lives, they drop their kids off while they're at class or doing training for work.
Okay.
So we will watch their kids, and it's not, we like to look at ourselves as more than a daycare. We like to look at it as like an extension of the program, except for the kids. We try to make sure that the kids are equipped with the right tools and care that they need to be successful.
So more of a child development center
Yes.
than just a daycare.
Yep,
Yeah.
and we help all families who are at the shelter too. They're free to drop off during the day as well.
Now, how many kids can you accommodate at one time?
When we're fully staffed, usually around like 30 kids if we're at full capacity. But yeah, it varies obviously throughout the year.
Yeah. Now, just like now, the weather's changing. I know during the summer, it's a lot. It's easier to get kids involved in different things. What do you do during the winter, though?
Yeah, so we do all sorts of stuff. Usually it's just, school break camps, things for when they're out of school, they can be here, and we try to have winter-themed activities and fun things like that. If there's snow on the ground, we'll bundle them up, and we'll do like different snow activities. We also have a couple ministry partners that will do field trips for us as well.
Okay.
Like going sledding is one of the ones that they've done in the past, or going to a place called the Dome for like indoor sports activities, things like that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know during the summer there's a lot to do. I know you guys have taken them out on the lake and different places that a lot of times these kids would not have had the opportunity to do that. And one of the things we're trying to do is take the edge off their homeless experience. We don't want the kids to look back on this time as something that was tragic. We want them to look back on it as a joyous time. We don't want the kids to be saddled with the weight of the decisions that their parents are making. And I've seen it. I mean, I get kids all the time that come up to me and, remind me that they were here in our program, and they generally remember it as a really, really great time. So now that we've got, we've got the holidays coming and everything, what does the children's ministry do to prepare for Christmas?
Yeah, so one of the big things that children's ministry does every year is the Christmas shop. So it's this operation that we take all the donations, and we provide toys for the kids and the parents. And it's not that we just pick out a bunch of toys. We actually are very passionate about empowering the parents to shop for their kids. That looks like, so we'll set all the donations out in a room, and we'll set it all up, and then the parents can sign up for time slots, and then they'll get to shop for their kids, and then we'll save it for them till Christmas. That way they can still have the satisfaction and joy of being able to pick out something for their own child, which is just I think is very important.
Yeah, I think it is too. Where do we get these toys and stuff from? Where do they come from?
Yep, so that's all from donations.
So parents and our community can donate.
Yep, everyone in the community. We have a couple links to wish lists and links and things like that have toys and other things on it that they're able to just drop and send our way.
Okay. Now, so if you want to help support this program, we would like for our supporters, our listening audience, our partners in the community, if you want to purchase some toys, new toys, bring them down to Kalamazoo Gospel Ministries at 448 North Burdick Street in Kalamazoo. That's 448 North Burdick Street in Kalamazoo, and drop them off, and we'll put them in a room what's called our Christmas room, and that is the location where we allow the parents to go in and do their shopping. Everything is free to them, but then they have an opportunity along with other volunteers to help wrap the gifts for the kids and all of that, and then put everything on hold until Christmas morning. And the night before, we, distribute all their toys and everything, so they get to have that Christmas experience as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us, give me a story. Give me a story. Tell me a story about something where a kid never thought they was going to get it, and then there it is.
Sure, yeah. Since I've never done Christmas before, I'll do one for, we do a similar thing with our birthday bags.
There you go.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, with the birthday bags, it is so amazing because we just get this big bag just full of toys and put together by one of our great volunteers, and we're able to give it to the child. And I've seen one time with a kid where they opened up the bag, and it's just the smiles and the joy that they have on their face. I mean, getting stuffed animals or art supplies. It's like different things that it's not just something that we tried to fill it with stuff that isn't something they're just going to look at and be like, oh, cool, and then throw it to the side. Like kids to do with a lot of stuff. Yeah. But we try to put things in there like games and things that they can, hobbies, stuff that they can build skills and find real passions with. And so we tried to personalize it to every kid, and it's just being able to see that joy in their face and being able to talk with the kids about it at the day after is really fun. With one kid specifically, it was like, oh, did you like all the stuff that you got? And she was like, yeah, it was amazing. I really liked this and this, and it was just, it just brings a lot of joy to the heart.
Yeah, I can see that. Too oftentimes people forget about the kids because, the kids are hearing this conversation between the parents or with their mom or whatever, and they're hearing, a lot of what they're hearing is what they can't afford at this time. And so their expectation level is at zero, and then they get surprised at this time. So it's a really, really great time. It's a really great opportunity for you if you're listening out there and you're thinking you want to be a part of something amazing in the lives of one of these kids. Think about that. Donating some cash so that we can purchase the gifts, or donating some new gifts, for the kids here at KGM. And also, I just want to reiterate, because that's one of the things a lot of people don't think about too, is birthdays. And we feed birthday celebrations out of this same Christmas room, with the toys and gifts that are left. I remember years ago there was a family who came to us, and they were looking for gas to get to their next to the place where their family was, and we were confirming their story before we decided, just how we was going to help them. And in the middle of the conversation, we found out it was one of the kids' birthdays. And so I took Dad out to get him a tank of gas. And while we were gone, the staff went and got a cake out of the bag. And, in the end of the day, we just put on this blowout, I don't know what you call it when you just up and throw a birthday party.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a really, really great time for a kid that just knew they weren't going to get anything because they're between places and everything. And so, there's a psychological toll that takes on kids when they go through the experience. And we try to soften that blow. For them. Do you find that you get more volunteers around your program at Christmas time during the holidays, or do you still need volunteers through the holidays?
Yeah, we definitely volunteers are something that we're always in need of, right? Especially around Christmas for the Christmas shop itself. It's a 5-day thing where we need volunteers in the morning and in the afternoon because people directing parents, helping watch the kids that we have downstairs, things like that. We will not say no to volunteers, and so that's always something that is a need, and it'd be great too for anyone who volunteers to keep volunteering throughout the year as well, because it certainly helps our staff a lot to have other people in with the kids. It takes a lot of pressure off because kids can be a lot sometimes, and it's good to have help.
And a lot of times when your numbers are up, then you have to spend more time with each individual. You don't have a lot of time for one-on-one conversation, and so volunteers help for you to be able to split the group up. So then we can spend more time ministering to the kids and trying to hone in those specific needs that we see that they have emotionally and relationally. We can address some of those things, some of those other things that we don't normally have, time to do. What are the ages of your volunteers?
Yeah, so a lot of our volunteers we have a lot of people who are retired, and that's incredible. But we also have had people who are right out of high school.
Yeah. So is there a limit? How young, how old?
Yep. So they have to be they have to be above 13, and if they are under 18, then they have to be accompanied by an adult.
Okay. And how old can they be?
We won't cap that out.
If you get here on your own, if you're strong enough to get here, we'll put you to work.
Yeah, if they can walk through the door, they pass.
Good. We talk about this sometimes, but I just want to throw something in there, and I haven't told anybody about this. But at any rate, sometimes if you've had an experience with KGM, if you've come down and you volunteered and you want to just let us know how your volunteer experience went, give us a call and tell it to the staff that answers the phone so that they can share it with the rest of us and talk about, just what your experience was, because we want to entice others to be involved in the ministry as well, and kind of help us do that. How do you get the word out? If, say, for instance, if you had a field trip you were going on with the kids, how do you get the word out that we need volunteers specifically for that? Yeah.
So what I would do in that situation is I'll contact Matt Burrow, who is our volunteer specialist, and he is just amazing. He does. It saves me so much time. I mean, if I had to do that on my own, it would take up so much more time.
Yeah.
But he's able to go through his very large network of people in trying to find the right fit for what they need. He's always walking through with tours and things like that, and so he's very, very good at equipping, and it makes it much easier on my part. But I send anyone who's interested in volunteering his way, and he's able to get them set up with the proper paperwork and the times that he needs to be there. And his communication with me is always very good. So.
And then I guess once they get added to the volunteer roles, well then, we can reach out to them whenever we got something coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Now tell me something. Does the daycare eat in the same cafeteria with the how do we feed the children that are staying with us?
So that's another thing that people donate things for, is we have a collection of snacks that we have, and it's something that we're kind of always a little low on. So, donating snacks and food to children's ministry is always encouraged because it allows us to give good snacks during the day. We feed them. The kids who are dropped off, we'll give them a little bit of stuff for breakfast.
Right.
And then after that, the children in long-term care will eat in the cafeteria because they provide food for the New Life, New Hope guests.
Okay, so do they eat with their parents, or do you all take them in?
Yep. So they'll eat with their parents. We take the afternoon to be able to like kind of reconnect, regroup with the staff, communicate what needs to be communicated, and get ourselves mentally ready for the afternoon. Because something we're very passionate about is quality over quantity of care.
Right. That's right.
Especially with, I mean, this job is hard.
Yeah.
It can be very high stress. And so allowing those times of intentional rest to get ourselves right so that we can keep serving those kids at that level is, I just think, so important.
Yeah, oftentimes I think of we think about the difference in the seasons, as we mentioned before. I know during the summer that you all plant vegetables with the kids, and they have a lot of outside activities. They get to eat the vegetables and things like that. But during the winter, when folks are more forced inside because of the cold temperatures, and then for us here in Michigan, generally, I'm surprised it's not snowing yet, but when the snow comes, then what kind of things do you all do, activities do you all have for the kids inside to keep them moving, but yet provide them some fun?
Yeah, it's different for every age group, really. It's something that we have to get creative with, right? Okay. So we have the same space and all that stuff, but there's donations and things like that have provided things for our space to make it to where we can still have all that stuff. That allows for them not to be bored. Different gaming tables, like a little basketball hoop, and things like that. Yeah, it's cool. So things like that really help with boredom, but really it's my staff who is able to come up with fun activities and create structure. I mean, across the board with like preschoolers, we're very passionate about getting them ready to enter into preschool so they can attend one. And for after school, having a place where they can just relax after school, because school's stressful for them too. So it's really about creating a place for them to rest and really emphasizing that, but also being creative and having fun activities for them to do.
Now, can the kids get help with their homework?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah, we also, our staff is, again, very competent, very knowledgeable, and we have helped a lot with homework in the past, I know of, and even while I've been here, we've helped a lot with homework. It's something that I had to reteach myself math for one of the teens who was going through high school math, and I was like, oh, I was good at this a long time ago, but it's been a while. It was actually really fun, though, just being able to help them get through it and figure out how to do those problems, because, I mean, that's what it's about, is equipping them to be successful.
Yeah, and I know sometimes folks that listen to our broadcast they will think about the times they may have been retired teachers or child care providers themselves. And so if you want to work out that passion, you want to come down and volunteer with some of our kids to help with homework, any kind of thing like that, 269-345-2974. That's 269-345-2974. What's your extension?
Yeah, my extension is 238.
So that Tim's extension is 238. And you can get on the list to help and pour into the lives of these kids, while they're coming through KGM. The parents have made a decision while they're here to improve their lives, and so they're in classes as well. So we might as well do everything we can to help keep these families on solid ground by working with the kids as well, and kind of help releasing that from the parents. Do you ever have opportunity where church groups or civic groups can come in together and work with the kids on any level in the evenings, on the weekends, or things like that?
Yeah, that actually is something that is something that I've even coordinated with my church. Is we had basically a community service project weekend. They didn't work directly with the kids, but they were able to help update the space, repainting the walls,
Okay.
getting it nice and clean. It was something that I've been wanting to do since I got there because it hasn't been painted in like 6 years, and I'm passionate about. It's a nonprofit, but it doesn't need to feel like a nonprofit, right?
Yeah.
And so having that clean, nice space for them, and it was a huge help. And we had many people come and volunteer, and it was incredible. But we've also had groups come in during the day and hang out with the kids. That's always a lot of fun because something about the kids that we do have, they love new people.
Yeah.
Every time someone new comes in, they just cling to them. They just hang out with them the rest of the day. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, it's a new face. They want to be. They want somebody to talk to, to relate with, and things like that.
Yeah, and we've also a couple of our ministry partners as well. We've gone on field trips where it's all volunteer led. It's a nice break for me and the rest of the staff, because the volunteers do just a great job, and the kids always love them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all of that stuff keeps this from feeling, all of that, the activities and the painting you were talking about, keeps it from feeling institutional.
Yeah.
So it makes it feel more normal, I guess.
Yeah.
We call it. And so that the kids can, have their mind on being kids, and learn how to grow up. And also it gives us an opportunity to pour into them, and so that they can walk on a more solid foundation spiritually as well. So if you're listening, you want to bring your civic group, your church down, 269-345-2974. That's 269-345-2974. And if you're looking for any volunteer opportunity, ask to speak to Matt Furrow. That's Matt Furrow. And Matt will get you set up. Matt will go over all the rules and everything. He'll get you in. For those folk who are working in child care, we'll probably do a little bit more of a background check with them than our normal volunteers. But we want you to come on down anyway, lend a hand. And then, too, for those of you who listen to this broadcast and you don't want to volunteer, but you're curious about what KGM does, actually. You've heard a lot of stuff out in the community, but you really want to see firsthand. We would love for you or your church group or your civic group to come in for a tour. So the person you want to talk to about that will be Lynn Rusher. That's Lynn Rusher. And again, it's 269-345-2974. That's 269-345-2974. Tim, I was out with one of the lake trips that they took one day.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just incredible. This couple who has a boat on the lake, has some property on the lake, just picked up everybody and took us all out there. And
that's awesome.
We had a whole picnic out there, and all they wanted to do was bless the staff and the folks that we had with us at that time out on the lake. And it was just such an awesome break, and you get away from the day-to-day humdrum of what we do here at the organization. And everybody was just able to relax. And then you turn around and you can come back, and we're ready to go back at it again. I've been here long enough. I've seen quite a few people that have grown up here at the mission. One young lady flagged me down at Carrabba's. She's working there, and I hadn't seen her since she was about 4 years old. And now she's working at Carrabba's, got kids of her own and everything. So it always does my heart good to see that in the community, especially somebody that I know came through the program. The other day I was in Lowe's, and a young lady working there just wanted to know, Pastor Brown, you remember me? I'm working at Lowe's, and I stayed at the gospel mission with you guys, and so that always does my heart good. Well, Tim, you're doing a great job. You got a great team down there, and I know that God is going to bless us this Christmas, as he always does. We'll be able to take our kids shopping in the Christmas room and bless them with that kind of stuff. Tim, is there anything you'd like for our listening audience to know about children's ministry that we haven't talked about before we close?
Certainly, yeah. I think if I could sum up just like the heart of children's ministry and just why it's so important is I think it's just that connection. Far more than anything else is that connection that we're able to build.
Yeah.
And the gifts and the donations and the volunteers especially allow us to be able to do that with excellence. And if unless there's a relationship, unless there's genuine care and love and compassion for those kids,
That's right, yeah.
there's nothing. It's
That's right.
it's pointless, and what we do there would be worthless. But fortunately, that's not the case. And so, again, I would love to have more volunteers, because by doing that, we'll be able to have more kids there.
Yeah.
Because we are limited by the staff we have, and so it takes volunteers, it takes people who want to do good, and it's just it's valuable. So and then the second thing would be just tell people about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've met so many people who weren't aware of what went on in children's ministry or in KGM in general, and so the biggest ways you can help is just spreading the word of what we're about.
Spreading the word. Come on down for a tour as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Tim, I want to pray for you and your team before we go. Well, Father, we just thank and praise you, God, for Tim and the amazing group of people, volunteers, staff, Father, that he has to work with our children. I pray, God, that you would begin to reveal yourself to our children here at KGM. Strengthen their faith, God. Strengthen their communication skills. And Father, let them know that you hold them in the palm of your hand, even here at KGM. So God, we just thank you for it. We believe you for that. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I've been your host, Pastor Michael Brown, with my guest, Tim.
Yes.
Tim Canada, who is the manager for our children's program here at Kalamazoo Gospel Ministries. We'll see you here next week, same time. God bless.